Hey everybody, I was asked in the comments how I plot my new week opening gaps on my chart, and I do that through the object tree in Tradingview, and so I want to show you how I use that and how you can use it too. So a lot of people don't know how to use this. I was recently shown how this works, and so I want to do a quick video on how to use it. Now, I have my magnet set so it snaps to the lines I need. So first, how I plot them is I go to this little button to go to, and let's go to last Sunday, because this Sunday hasn't started yet. So we have this candle right here was last Friday where it closed, and then it opened right here. So our gap would have been, is, from here to here, that's our gap, okay? Now I have an indicator that I use, the new week opening gap and new day opening gap by Kryptonite. It's actually right here, Kryptonite. It's weekly opening gap by Kryptonite. That's the one that he has. So I use that one, and to confirm, there we go. I know I got the right opening gaps right there. Okay, so that is our lines. So what I do is I grab a horizontal ray, and I go to the opening price right there. It plots it. I double click it. I have a template for new week opening gap, which just has the date in black and above it. I change the time, the date. This is 5/14/23 right there. So that's that one. I actually just copy and paste it, another one, and I put this on the close on that one. So we can see the close up here. It matches 13,370.50. You can see this one, the open right here, 13,378.75. Okay, so now this one, we'll change the date to 5/12. Okay, so now those two are on here. Now the object tree, if you're not familiar with it, it has everything that's on your chart. So like right here, if I want nothing on my chart, I can just click that and all the candles go away. The whole chart goes away. All the candles are back. That's what's on here. These are all the indicators that I have that I use. You put a box on here, it does it. Now if you click on it, you can actually rename it. So I can say fair value gap, on the 1 minute. Okay, now I know what that is, and if I want to see it, I can hide it. I can turn it on. So in my videos, you see me put things on the chart instead of me taking the time and marking it up. I just use the object tree. It makes it easier for me to kind of follow along. Back to this, I have two lines here, just so you're really quick, so you know how to get to the object tree. It's on these lines over here. There's only a few of them that I use. The top one, obviously, for the symbols. I use them for the alerts. If I want to have the trading panel up there, and then down at the bottom where you have this stack of boxes, that's your object tree. So I usually have this open a lot. Here's my trick for using the new week opening gaps. So I have these two. I click on one, so it's highlighted here, and then I hold the control button and I highlight both of them, so they're both highlighted. You can see them both highlighted here as well. I come up here to create a group of drawings. I click on this folder, and I click there, and I label it May, new week opening gap. So there we go. So if I want to hide May's gaps, I can just click it. All of them will be done. Okay. Now here's one other step further. Because we only are supposed to have up to 6 weeks, last 6 weeks of new week opening gaps on our chart. You can't have more, but if you only want to have 6, how would you know which ones to take off? Well, if they're not labeled, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I've done now is I've been labeling them. This is 5/12/23 to 5/14/23. It's one of those new week opening gap lines. There's the other one. So now when I come here, I can shut these off really quick. So now let's just plot another one so you can show what it's like again. Go to the 7th, go to it, and I'm using the 5-minute chart. I find it easier to plot the lines than anything else. So Friday closing price. I don't think that's the closing price. Right there's the closing price. Okay, that's the closing price, and let's label it. It is 5/5/23. We'll hit copy it, and we'll go to the opening price here. Let's verify opening price 13,316, 13,316. Perfect. That's the 7th. Okay. Again, it made it. It's not in our May folder yet. So let's rename it here. 5/5 of 23 to 5/7 of 23. Copy that. Go here to this one. Paste that there too. And so now I'll just drag it in. See that line that shows me where it's going to be put? You put them right there. So now as I'm going back through, if I want to hide the other lines, I can hide them, but I can keep the other ones open. If I want to close the whole month, I can just close it that way. If you don't want to see the names, you can click this. It'll kind of block the names. It's padlocked. Don't really know the function for that, but that's what I've noticed is it blocks my date, so I leave them unlocked. If someone knows what that's for or what the benefit of that, please comment below so we can all know. It'd be great. But I just keep plotting them. That's all I do. I just keep plotting the ones. So I go back to April's, and this one will be the last one in April as I'm going through here. And we'll just keep plotting them. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to plot April's really quick, and then I'm going to come back in so I can show you how I use it. Okay, guys, I added in all of April's new week opening gaps, and then here's May's. But right now, if you count how many I have, so they're in groups of 2. So these 2 is 1 week. So there's 1. These 2 are another 2. That's 2. These 2 are 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Here's 6. And here's 7. So let's look and see where all these are at down here. They're way down here. Here's where all our new week opening gaps are. So if I don't need, once I plot this week's, I want to have 6 more. So I'd have this week's, which is new, and then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can get rid of these 2 right here, okay, as I plot the next one. Then when a week from today, when I plot the next week's, I can remove more. I can remove another ones, and then another one, and then the next one as I keep going. And then pretty soon I can just delete the whole month. Okay, or I can turn the whole month on, I can turn the whole month off that way. I usually leave them on until I go to the next month, and I just take off the last month. So I always keep 2 months on, which is 8. Now I want to show you, because I don't usually use this chart. If you're like me and you like to highlight stuff, it'll delete those 2, and it won't delete the gaps. If I had, let's just put a new one right here. That's the next one, right? That's a new horizontal array, just like these are. And I had something in here, okay? If I highlight all this, see how it highlighted that new horizontal array? And let's just, for the sake of discussion, let's say that was a new week opening gap line. If you highlight over that line, the start of that line, it's going to select it, okay? If that line was over here, and I selected it this way, it didn't highlight it. See what I'm saying? So, but if I highlight it with the start of it, it will highlight it, and when you hit delete, it'll delete it, and it'll take it out of your months if you highlight it and delete it. Okay, so make sure you don't do that. Another thing you don't want to do, you don't want to hit delete. It says remove 15 drawings. If I remove the drawing, it's all these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Text is a 15th. So if I hit delete drawings, they're all gone. If you use this, be sure not to hit the delete over here. I'm starting to delete things off the object tree, and like, hey, what is that? I don't know where that's at. I click auto, find out, oh, it's there. I don't need that anymore. Perfect. Get rid of it. I'm not using the delete button anymore because I don't want to delete things that I need for my new week opening gaps. And I like this better than using an indicator because I'm not a big fan of indicators if I don't have to. I like to try and keep my charts cleaner than having a lot of indicators. So it's just my choice, but this is how to use the object tree. Hope that was helpful.